Hey, how's it going, guys? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyle Harbison. I am on the baseball team here at Indiana State. Today, I'm going to explain the process of hitting a ball when the opposing pitcher is trying to get you out and the difficulties that come along with that. Um, has anyone here played baseball or softball growing up or through high school? So, for those of you who have, you know how difficult it is to hit that moving pitch, and I've been playing since I was 5 years old, so I started in T-ball and now I'm here playing the collegiate level, and it's drastically getting difficult and more difficult each year and year that I've played. So baseball's been around for many years. No one's ever hit perfectly, ever, ever. Um, Typically, hitters who have a career average of 300 are considered Hall of Fame players. So that's pretty important to keep in mind. That means those guys are failing 7 out of 10 times, and they're considered Hall of Fame guys. Guys like Tony Gwynn and Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's for another topic. So the main things to keep in mind when hitting a baseball are the physics behind hitting, the timeline breakdown of every component, and pitch recognition. So the first key point to discuss is the physics behind hitting a baseball. So there are a lot of moving parts when hitting a baseball. With that comes physics. Everything in the world's based off physics, including baseball, sports in general. So the swing in general is broken down so you start your swing with this back hip coming and your hands just come through like that. So it's all fluid and through there. And so your knee is going to create torque through your swing, and that's what's going to get your bat speed through the zone. And the rotation of your hips, that's what's going to create your torque in the swing. And whenever you make contact with the ball, a lot of scientists have broken it down as simple as they can. So in the middle of the barrel, you have the sweet spot, and then out on the ends is no good, no bueno. So if you square the ball up right in the middle of the barrel, the sweet spot, it's going to create a lower frequency of vibrations through your hands, and essentially that's good. That's key. If you hit it in the end or on the handle, it's going to vibrate a lot more, and it's not going to come off the bat as well. So with that, we can move into Newton's second law, which is force equals mass times acceleration. And in baseball terms, that means how far you can hit the ball is based on how quick you can swing the weighted bat. So in baseball, there is a metric called batted ball speed, and that is a crucial factor in hitting. A 31-ounce bat swung 85 miles an hour will double your batted ball speed. So, for instance, if you're hitting a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, some major leaguers have the ball leaving their bat at 110 to 115 miles an hour, and they're exerting up to 5,000 pounds of force into the baseball. So with that, there's a basic understanding of how the swing starts. We're going to talk some numbers here. When talking about time in the game of baseball, there isn't a whole lot available, and that's, in my opinion, the biggest part of hitting. So in 2019, the average Major League fastball was 94 miles an hour, and the distance from the mound to home plate is 6 feet 6 inches. And we subtract 5 or so feet from that distance because of the pitcher's release point. Most of them guys are 6'4", 6'5", so they're releasing the ball way in front of that rubber. And the release point from that results in about 400 milliseconds from the time it leaves their hand till it gets to the hitting zone. The average swing takes about 150 milliseconds to happen. It takes your brain 100 milliseconds to process an image, 25 milliseconds to tell your brain, for the brain to tell your body if you want to swing or not. So you roughly have 125 milliseconds to decide whether you want to swing or not. And when hitting, me personally, whenever the pitcher is bringing his knee up to go to release the ball, that's when I'm going to start my movement because, you don't have a lot of time. And so when that happens, you have like 50 milliseconds to decide whether you're going to complete your swing off or check up, is what they call it. You hold your bat and the pitch goes by, that's called checking your swing. So with that data, we're going to talk about the last crucial key to hitting, and that is your vision and pitch recognition. So one thing that scouts will actually scout for is your eyesight. They will ask you and pull up records to see how well your vision is. And they want to scout guys with good eyes. The typical Major League Baseball player has 20/12 vision, and that's crazy because sometimes, like, if you don't have that vision, they won't even give you a chance. They will just scratch your name, tell you to hit the road. So with that being said, your brain, if you have this eyesight, this 20/12, your brain will project the possible trajectory of the ball based on the pitcher's arm slot, how they release it, and the pitch, and previous pitches or previous pitches in the game. It's just all part of the game. It's all part of the breakdown. And with that being said, different pitches will spin differently. So if a pitcher releases a ball and it's spinning like this, that's a fastball. That's how a fastball will spin. A curveball, it's going to come over the top and tumble. Get that real arc in the curveball. Your changeup will come out of the hand like that and kind of spin away, fade off. There's a bunch of pitches, but that's the basic three of baseball. So with that, hitting is not easy nonetheless. The science behind it, the breakdown of all the milliseconds, it's always been difficult. On top of that, the hitter is already at a disadvantage because you don't know what pitch is coming. The pitcher does. So it's just crazy. It's how truly difficult it is to hit a pitched baseball when someone is trying to get you out. So with that being said, after this presentation, who still thinks hitting is easy? No one should raise their hand because hitting that's never been easy. Thank you.